Well, hey folks, Species 7 here, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Farm Sim 15 here on the Old Streams map. And I've just gone up to the beehivery zone there to grab our other trailer. I wanted to grab a little bit of grains to take up to the cereal plant, and for some reason the other trailer doesn't work. So that guy there, I don't know why, but it will not give me the tip underneath the spout here. Okay. How about you? Unload. Are we under the trigger? No, we're not. There we go. Let's try that. Squarely under the trigger now. So, is this not a way to get grain? Yeah, I'm right in the middle of it, and as you can see, that orange bar represents the trigger. Huh. Odd. As you can see, it's clearly clearly and squarely where it needs to be. Well, I guess what I'm gonna have to do is do this manually then, because there really doesn't seem to be a method. It's odd this far in. We're what, 40 episodes in? And running into these sort of problems. That's potatoes, or whatever the heck it is. Sugar beets. And there's no other, see, these are all supposed to just attach through this pipe, run all the way back there, and through that outflow spout. You can see they're all attached, and they all go to there. But, for some freaking reason, it doesn't work. Don't really need those open. Yeah. Open door. So, well, that's a little messed up. Why can't I load any crops? Oops. A little messed up indeed. Not happy with that. I don't know why that's going on. If anybody has an idea, if I'm being... I don't know, I can't see where else this would unload, and I mean there's even grain on the ground to show that there's a trigger there. So, unless I'm being completely daft, which is of course possible. Yeah, I would hardly think it back here, eh? Yeah, that's gotta be the point, but it does not work. I'm not impressed at all. Alright. Where is the shovel? I thought it was there. No, apparently not. Oh, come on. Where plain shovel, people. Come on. Do-do-do-do-do. No. Really? It's gonna be that freaking difficult, is it? Apparently. Apparently. Okay. Oh, it's right there. What's it near? It's near that silage shield. Okay. What else is there? Ah, a tractor. Oh, okay. The bucket is out at... excuse me, where the heck are you? There you are. PGA. So it is. So let's go get it. Yes, it's still raining. See, one of my Steam friends is playing Ark. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's funny, I was watching a video a couple of days ago. Jim Sterling, I'm sure you all know who that is. The Jimquisition and all of that. Yeah, complete drama queen, but that's his whole thing, right? Hence the costume, etc. But he was going on about this incredible fanboyism over No Man's Sky, you know. And then today I'm sitting on Steam and reading some of the forum there, specifically to do with Ark. And of course they're releasing the DLC and all of that before the game is out, and yada yada yada. I'm sure everybody knows what's going on. But it occurred to me, you know, that, oh, it's attached to that. Okay. The fanboys of No Man's Sky, you know, but not trying to be insulting, but let's just use that as the term. They've got nothing on the supporters of Ark, let me tell you. Wow. Like, just wow. There are novels being written, you know, both in defense and in support of Wildcard's decision. My side of the fence, I think it's sleazy crap. I really do, you know, and it's eventually gonna, it's things like that that are just eventually gonna drive people to go, yeah, early access, I want nothing to do with it, you know. And if other game devs were smart, like, well, they're just sitting on their butts and not saying a word about it, you know. They're basically letting their fanboys have the day. And, you know, you guys can defend us, I'm sure, you're radicals, but yeah, I'm certainly not going to buy any paid DLC out of a game that is as poorly done as that is, you know. I mean, the game is a lot of fun, it's really good, it's got a good premise, you know. I can see how lots of people are putting lots of hours into it. They're doing it because they like the game enough to ignore all of the game breaking, or at least immersion breaking bugs, you know. It's really cool to be creeping along the shore, you know, in basically just a couple of wraps of cloth with a wooden spear, you know, trying to hunt a small dinosaur. When the dinosaur walks through a rock and, you know, you get the big bird landing, and he lands with his entire head, neck, and shoulders buried in the sand beside you, and then just sort of magically appears on his feet. Things like this in other games that didn't have such a fanboyish base, would be not tolerated. They would be discussed with, well, disgust. Funny, that word sounds exactly the same. But, yeah, and yet, as I said, we've got practically novellas written here, both for and against a game that is, well, I don't care how much you like the game. If you're going to sit there and tell me that it's not fundamentally broken on a bunch of levels, well, you are proving you are a fanboy and not a logical, reasoning person. You know, it's not unplayable, although from what I understand, at times it can be. But it needs a lot of work. You know, what it doesn't need is for the company to be turning around and going, yeah, I know we had one job to do, but we decided instead we'd do this. And even if it's another team they've devoted to it, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. If you have the resources, use them to do what you said you would do, which was make your game, the original game, that all of your greenlight backers, all of your early access backers were promised, or at least told you were going to make an attempt to play. Because, of course, when all other argument fails, people go to the, well, the early access agreement states the game may or may not change and may or may not stay in its current, you know, all of the usual thing. Well, that's gone from an explanation to a cover your ass at all expenses kind of a thing. You know, that whole what greenlight is, or what, early access is. And in my opinion, early access is not an excuse to set up a con, you know? It's a way to go, I've got a great concept, I've got a great idea, most of it's ready to go, but I need to find out if you people can break it. Because after all, early access is the old, I'll pay you to test a game for me. Except they came up with a fancy title and convinced people to pay them to test a game. And I'm as guilty, or even more guilty than most. A lot of games in my library are early access, you know. And the main reason is because I'm not really into the big AAA titles. I don't like having to sit through cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. I'm not fond of QuickTime events or the sort of, you know, insta-fail tutorial things that are found in a lot of them that are basically glorified QTEs. So a lot of my games are early access because that's where a lot of indie developers find themselves. You know, they don't have the sort of assets to hire 30 testers and stick them in a little basement and go, here, play this game till your ears bleed. You know? So yeah, they go early access and they have us test it. And that's fine. You know, and a lot of them end up, for one reason or another, never getting out of early access or abandoning a game completely. And as sort of terrible a thing as that might be, and as hard as it might seem on their customers, etc., and the little bit of whining and kerfluffing that'll come along with it, oh, you quit your game, you abandoned it, I want my money back, blah, 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 blah. When in fact, I forgot exactly where I was going. You know, that's what that early access explanation is all about. You know, it's no one can guarantee the future. You know, if Buddy goes broke trying to get this game together, or, you know, spends 30 hours a day doing it, and his wife goes, look, you spend one more hour at it, you're going to be living alone. These are the sort of things that early access covers as, oops, you know, sorry I couldn't finish it right away, but, you know, when it comes to things like what Ark did, I don't know. You know, that's not covered under that early access. May or may not change or anything like it as far as I'm concerned. You know, so yeah, I will not support their DLC, and I don't know that. I'm still thinking about it, but I don't know at this point I even want to continue the series. I said I do enjoy playing the game. It's a great survival game, and I barely scratched it. I'm sure there's way cooler stuff just awaiting to happen. Problem is, we as consumers have one method and one only to truly get what we expect to get as consumers. And that method is peeling dollar bills out of our wallets and laying them on the table. And if you do, you support. If you don't, you don't support. And that is also the only method that's ever going to make a difference to a game developer that's already put several $1 million in their pocket over the sale of a game that's not yet even finished. Alright? Because there is that end of it too. Now, I mean, you know, there can be no doubt with a game like Ark that these people are making money hand over fist. You know? So, why is the game still in as poor a condition as it is? Well, I don't know. You know? And they really want us to believe that they're working on the main game as hard as possible. You know, when they just deliver an 8 gig DLC and the only thing added to the main game is a door. I mean, seriously. You know, people have been waiting like a month for a new patch, and instead this massive DLC drops. And what do you actually get in the main game? A new door. That's it. That's all the development that went towards the main game. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Maybe Farm Sim 15 isn't the place for it, but, you know, we talk about video games here, and that's sort of one of the ones that's up in the ranks and up in the news right now. Like I said, and reading through the forums, you quickly understand that, yeah, the fanboyism that went with No Man's Sky, nothing compared to what people are doing in Ark. You know, it's just crazy. Just crazy. So yeah, as I said, I don't know that I will even continue the series anymore. I don't know if I feel like showing off a game that basically shows off how to be a sleazy developer in early access. You know, I mean, you can take something like Empyrean, Galactic Survival, you know, another survival game in early access, very comparable to Ark in its own way. But I don't think we're going to find that kind of, you know, that just hasn't happened. Instead, what we get are perhaps not the most regular, but we do get patches. You know, and we get improvements, and the dev jumps in when you get a discussion where, you know, a few hundred people start arguing over a point, and it's something to do with the dev actually jumps in. Because on Ark, they're not. They're allowing their forum moderators to merge threads and things like that, but that's the extent of it. You know, I kid you not, that's the actual extent of it. They're not going, look, we feel justified in what we've done, or we don't. And when that point is brought up, the fanboys actually go, well, they don't have to. Well, you know, we're their investors. Maybe they do have to. So, let's get some poop down here, now that I've laid enough poop on the commentary. Oops. Yes, I know. I really do need to do something about these piles of rocks. There we go. Flinging the poop. I guess this is something you can do on a rainy day, isn't it? I would think. I would think. How close are we to the edge? No. No. That's alright. That's alright. I'll just simply run one strip up there. Call her good. Oops, that may be a little far over. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I'll just try to strip along this edge. I don't really want to be dancing in the puddles. So, with all this rain, those puddles are likely to be a little deeper than normal. Alright, so the last of it done. So yeah, feel free guys to let me know your opinion on what you think of the whole early access thing. I mean, whether it's specifically on certain games or just in general, or, you know, the whole idea even of what used to be beta testing. Like I said, that was sort of a job for some people and a happy circumstance for others. You know, because I used to get contacted by email all the time, you know, from these like Korean MMO companies and stuff, and they basically give you a free copy of the game, and all you had to do was put some time into it, testing it. And, you know, they'd keep updating your beta release, or sometimes they wouldn't if they wanted only certain things tested, etc. Oops, this isn't where this goes. Oopsie. Alright. You know, and then when all was said and done, you would usually get an email from them in the end going, oh, here's your copy of the game. Thank you very much for testing it and reporting the bugs. Which was great. You know, of course, like I said, now it's, you know, if you pay me a little less than what the release price is going to be, I'll give you the game right now to try. And if you don't mind writing any bugs you find, that would be appreciated. Alright, and with that, well, I think I'm going to go grab my, that silence shield, and I'm going to spend a little time picking up rocks. But, I will not bore you guys with that. Next time around, I should hopefully it stops raining. And then, with any luck at all, we should be at a point where we can haul the whole trailer full of rocks off to the rock sale point. So, but till then, guys, I think I'm going to call the episode here. Hope you did enjoy. Again, anything you care to discuss down below, we can, you're not the BGA, you're the honeypot. Yeah, anything that you feel like discussing, whether it's early access or something else, or, you know, whether you think I should perhaps continue to support art, or whether you think I shouldn't. And, of course, anything related to farm sim. Alright, guys, I'm going to let it go there. I'm going to get my silage shield and clean up some rocks. Canola, corn, boy oh boy, we're going to have some nice crops coming in. They're looking good. Alright, till next time, this has been Species 7 for Farm Sim 15. Oh, I still gotta clean those up too, eh? Take care of each other, folks. Ciao for now. Alrighty, I'm pretty sure it's in here.